everybody, welcome back to episode 108 on a Saturday night. Hope your weekend is going good. It is currently still 80 degrees in Chicagoland, so it's been a warm day, felt like summer, but it's only going to be short-lived because next week is going to be in the mid-50s for highs, so I'll take it for a few days and then be happy to not have to run the air conditioner all the time.
Yeah.
But we spent a few hours today getting organized, packing stuff. Everything is still going great with our move. We hired the movers, so that part is taken care of, which is kind of dicey around Memorial Day weekend. Like, you don't know like what's going to be available or not, but we hired a company that we used the last time that's local to Chicago, and they did a great job last time, so we are hoping for smooth sailing this time too.
It's currently 80 degrees exactly.
Yeah, that's nuts. But we actually did have the air off for most of the day, so it wasn't like we had to run it all the time, but it's definitely hot
Yeah.
for the beginning of May. Happy May 1st.
Right.
It is kind of weird to think that, I was thinking like last year at this time we were planning like Claire's graduation because it was going to be online because of COVID, and I can't remember the last what the actual date was of her graduation.
Well, it was confusing because they were still talking about doing an in-person one in August, pushing it back to August, and then they realized that wasn't really going to work. So I don't remember the exact timing of it. It wasn't at the regular time either.
No.
The normal time would have been right at the beginning of June or end of May.
Yeah.
It was later than that.
A lot of things from last May to this May, which is just like so crazy to think. Last year at this time we were just like in the beginning of COVID and like figuring out like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be home for all summer and everything. And I was thinking also because we had gotten Claire like not a kiddie pool, but I mean like a backyard pool kind of thing, like a blow up thing. It was kind of large, so she could at least do that. Since it was so hot and she was home and couldn't be with friends and everything. And so obviously we've mentioned before, but our new house has an above ground pool, so we're super excited. A little bit of an upgrade from her situation last summer, so I'm sure she'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with that.
It was June 13th.
Oh, why did
Or
I
maybe
think
it was the 14th because
Yeah.
it was actually the 14th. Flag Day.
Oh, that's right.
Because I have pictures on Facebook from that day.
It would have been a perfect day to have an outside graduation because it was like the perfect temperature and sunny. And for those of you who don't know, David and I went to the same high school. Our kids went to the same high school, and because the graduating class is so large, usually around fourth. Wait, is that right? No, what is that?
Yeah, it's about 4,000.
Yeah, the school is 4,000. Your graduating class is around 1,000. Anyway,
Right.
if it's bad weather, then you can't have it in the stadium, and they don't set up seats there. You actually have to do it in installments in the auditorium. So then they break it by alphabet, and you have to be in and out and everything. It's just a huge disaster.
That happened to our niece Alex, and in the middle of it, because it was a small crowd because it was in the where they play basketball, not as big as a football stadium. It was a small crowd, so we were going to meet everybody for dinner afterwards, and the power went out.
Yes.
Had a power outage, and so
All the restaurants closed.
well, we did end up going. There was a restaurant that was open. It was wasn't it a Greek place?
It was.
But it was still light out, if I remember correctly. They didn't have power, but the light was on. They were able to cook because they had a gas range, but they couldn't light up the place and run the air conditioning.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
And I knew somebody else who their daughter graduated there, and everyone got seated in the auditorium. Somebody hit the fire alarm. They had perfect seats. Everyone had to evacuate, and then it was like going to a concert with general seating. As soon as people were able to go back in, everyone was trying to go to the front again. So it was just kind of like a huge disaster. So luckily, except for Claire, we had good weather for ours. And yours was outside too, right?
Ours was, mine was outside.
Yeah, so.
But it was a long time ago.
It was a really long time
Emma's
ago.
was outside. Did you say that? I don't know. Maybe
I think I did say that, but it's always one of those things that's just dicey because it's just a completely different scenario if you have to do it indoors. So not fun.
I just saw a friend of ours who lives up in Evanston. His daughter was graduating from University of Michigan, and I don't know, I didn't read the whole post, so I'm not sure if the whole thing was remote, but they were watching it remotely.
Oh wow.
So she's graduating from college, and she's, if I understand correctly, she's there. She's in Ann Arbor, but they were watching it from their home on remotely. So I don't know. That's not great.
No, especially after you put all that investment in money wise.
Yeah.
You're just like, that's like the best
Right.
part of doing it. Our middle son is graduating this summer from college. He just has a few classes to go. And then he'll be done. I believe August 21st is when he's finished. But I don't know how they do it, if they lump summer with fall graduates and if they have a fall graduation. I'm not sure. But I hope there's something. Because I know for a
Yeah.
fact that the spring, the kids who are graduating this spring, so if he had finished and not have a few more classes, it's remote. So it wouldn't have been
Right.
online. It wouldn't have been in person.
And I don't know where they do theirs normally.
I have no idea.
I think it's not. I don't think it's on campus, because obviously there's a lot of big places to have graduations
Mhm.
in Chicago. Loyola used to do theirs at different places, but one of them was the Medina Temple downtown. So
I've been to the Medina Temple. What would I have been at? Did they have like concerts there and stuff?
I don't think they had. Well, I could be wrong. I don't think they had concerts, but they had a lot of big assemblies.
Yeah.
there.
They wouldn't have had the do-it-yourself Messiah there, would they?
No, that was at Orchestra. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they've done it in different places. That was typically at Orchestra
I
Hall.
have a memory of going to Medina Temple, but I don't know for what.
Now I can't. I was trying to find our friend's post about. Oh yeah, there it is. So they were watching it. It looks like they had the actual graduation outdoors. He didn't
Okay,
really
so
provide much
did-
explanation, as a matter of
so
fact.
I wonder if it's like a thing where they got to see their daughter like walk across the stage, or is it just like a picture come up like they did for us?
I
when we
really
graduated?
don't know. That's a good question. He didn't provide much explanation.
For our daughter's graduation, they just announced kids' names and then their picture came up on the screen. So it was just several hours of that seeing pictures.
I don't know. I don't know if it was several hours.
It was-
but it was
it was
a long
long.
time. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
all right.
And since we're V, it was like near the bottom. So we had, not that we'd have turned it off after.
I looked at the comments. I couldn't get any clarification. But from the photograph, that appears that they're at home, watching it on remotely.
And I didn't know today until my best friend Michelle Obama posted that
That's from-
today is signing day for kids who decide college and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. And congratulations to anybody who somebody in your family made a college choice decision. Congratulations on that. That's exciting.
Especially if it was choice.
Yes. So yeah, we've just been kind of like gearing up and getting organized and stuff. I think we're in a good place, although it's like one of those things like in my head, like I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. And then when you see like the tiny little items, you know, that add up quickly,
And the kids' stuff.
in our kids' stuff. So
Because somehow we always end up being responsible.
even though they're adults, although Claire will do a lot when she comes back from school. So I'm confident
We hope.
she's gonna be a huge help when she comes back. I hope she's ready.
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today, we're picking her up from college and bringing all her stuff back. So then that's just going to be
Yeah.
another added.
We
Things
should
to
arrange to
add.
have her stuff shipped. Except that
Yeah.
Well, no, we presumably will have closed by then.
Yes.
Maybe that's what we should do. Just pick her up early in the morning, drive straight to the new house,
Drop it off.
put all her stuff, and then come back.
That would be hilarious. I don't know if I'm up for that.
I am definitely not up for that.
Mhm. Where our new house is, it's an extra hour going to campus. So at least this next time will be shorter to get her and bring her back. So yeah. I think a lot of kids, I mean, she just had mostly clothes and accessories and things like that. She's going to be living in a house next year, so I know some kids try to rent like a storage thing, but she doesn't have that much stuff.
Well, and
to-
they haven't-
she-
They haven't really gotten organized for that yet, as far
Mm-mm.
as I can tell. So that's something we'll have to figure out.
Yeah, for sure. And the logistics of where that house is, I think it's walkable to campus, I want to say.
Oh yeah, in fact, I don't remember the exact location, but yeah,
Mhm.
basically is. But she did bring a lot of other stuff though that was like school-related computer and all
Mhm.
that stuff. So we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Luckily, our car is big, so it can fit a lot of stuff in there.
I don't know how big it is, but with 3 people,
True.
there's plenty of room
Yes.
for her stuff. Isn't really the problem. It's going to be all the other stuff, all the stuff that's been in the basement since we moved in here, and we've not really touched.
Yes. In years.
And we're not even in years, and we don't know what all is there because who remembers anymore?
Yeah, I found a lot of old pictures today, like 20-year-old pictures from that we got developed that were just like in albums and stuff like that in the basement. My wedding dress, which I mentioned before, is sealed in a box, so you can actually open it up, and it has a clear window and you can see into it. I would love to try that on. But then you break
That's
the
not
seal.
gonna-
I know. Then you break the seal,
Oh,
and it's
right,
like
right,
gonna
right,
like
of
not
course.
be
That's true.
perfect. So, one of the things that obviously with any time getting married, the bottom doesn't necessarily stay clean that whole time because you're just like it's dragging on the ground or anything.
There's a whole guy with the show
The laundry
about-
guy.
about cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
You could look that up.
I did watch a little bit of it. There's a new show on,
I think we talked about
Yeah.
that a little bit.
and he just oh jeez, these cats.
It's a cat. It's a
They
cat.
just like
thing.
put anything and everything in their mouth. There's like this strip that you take like a UPS
right.
off
and
box
put an
and
envelope or whatever.
yeah, and they're just dragging that in around their mouth. Too funny. But anyway, so that was one of the things when I took it to the dry cleaner to have it sealed. I was like, can you get this clean? You know, like, well, you gotta.
Like
and she's
salt
like, yeah.
stains on
Yeah,
that
but then
bla-
I was
on the
thinking
black
about
dress
it, like
for-
I don't even know because you get it back, it's already sealed. And all I can see is the front box.
So yeah, they told you, oh yeah, we took care of
We've
it.
got this.
You never find out.
Yeah.
Then you
that's-
open it up for someone else to wear years
Right.
later, and it's messed up.
Now, yeah, 25 years later, that business is out of business. I don't even
It's
remember
been
where
more than 25. Well, not a lot. It's been
26
26 years,
yeah.
so that's really not that bad.
But I really want to. I just want to like see it again, you know, kind of thing. So.
Well, you could probably open it and then have it sealed up again. You just
Yeah.
have to bring it someplace and pay
Yeah.
for it. But I mean, I
But
don't
the
think
thing
it's
is, like, we
$100.
got married in 1995, and the styles back then were a little bit different
Very
than they are
different.
now.
Watch old episodes of Seinfeld. For
Yeah.
1995 fashion.
However, the day of, I
Although-
loved my dress. I thought
Yeah.
it was amazing and everything. But it's like one of those things. It's not something that will.
And we didn't really go that crazy either
No.
in terms of what we wore back then.
Yeah, and actually my bridesmaid dresses were from Marshall Fields, now Macy's, and they were just regular like long black dresses with like a little white around here, very pretty. In fact, I found
They
some
didn't
of our
have.
wedding
They weren't
pictures
like.
today.
They didn't have like big puffy things.
They did not
and
have
a
those.
big bow on the
Yeah,
back.
those
and-
dresses 1,000% you could have worn over and over to any formal event, and you would have looked fantastic even today. So you're welcome, ladies. I don't know if they still have it or not, but there's a lot of
That was
times where you-
26 years ago.
I know. But there's a lot of bridesmaids dresses, obviously, from back in the day you just would never wear again. And mine has like the big puffy sleeves on it, and then in the back it's got like beading that goes all in the back. So I still loved it, but it's just like something.
Well, everything was kind of black and white
Mm-hmm.
in our wedding.
Yeah.
That's what it was like in the old days. When you see those old TV, and see old.
Right.
That's what it was
Our
really
pictures could have been in black and white, and you would have known.
That's true.
You wouldn't have known any different.
like. That's true.
I actually found some of the pictures that were taken from our wedding, and
The
they're-
professional ones
No,
or
just
other
ones that are
other
just candid
random
ones.
people?
and
Do people
several.
hire wedding photographers anymore? I
think
assume
they
they
do,
must,
yeah.
but everyone has a camera. I mean, you're gonna get a million
Now
pictures.
they have a whole thing where they do the whole videography thing. So it's almost like you get a movie afterwards, and that person follows you around from like the bride getting ready and the
But
groom.
didn't we have a video?
We do have a video, and actually I found that today too. It's on VHS, so we're definitely gonna have to get a VCR so we can watch some of
Get a
this stuff.
VCR. It's not a Betamax.
It's
though.
not a Betamax. Can you even buy a VCR anymore, or is it like thousands?
You could
of
go
dollars?
to like reset like the Brown Elephant place that we go to.
Yes.
I'm sure they've had them from time
I'm
to
just
time.
curious if you go on Amazon, can you?
Get them from a secondhand store.
Yeah, because there's nobody, or even like Best Buy or something like that. Let's just see.
Or you could
VHS
probably
player.
you could probably send it somewhere, have it put on some electronic, digital form.
Here is a DVD/VCR for $400.
Yeah,
No.
but, well, I was going to say because nobody's wanting it, but if there's no demand, you'd think they would be cheaper, not more
I know,
expensive.
and this was just a regular VHS. Let's see what that is. $130.
Yeah, but they were way more expensive in the olden days.
I bet you're right though. You could probably go to Goodwill or anywhere and get a VHS
Yeah.
For $5 just to be able to
That's
watch
what
it.
you do. That's what I would do. It's kind of like a Storage Wars thing, where
Yeah.
they find they'll find a VCR. I know. You can tell we're tired. It was
Yeah.
a long week. A long week.
I know, and it's just the anticipation of everything, and like in my head, I just think like a month from now it'll all be over, and they'll be in our new place, and everything will be
We better
done.
be. God.
Yeah. So it's just like those little things. I picked up all my mason jars today, which is very exciting. I had a box and a half of those. So, and part of me was like, I should just donate these, but I'm like, no, I've collected them. And
You have
I
a
love,
mason jar collection?
I do have a mason jar collection.
We'll bring them on
So,
Antiques Roadshow
Yeah.
and find out what they're worth.
and I had, do you remember when I won the mason jars, those blue ones?
I remember
I
blue
won,
ones. I didn't remember.
Yeah,
that
and
you
I don't
won.
even know what happened to all of them, but I had won not even a contest. I was like the 1,000th person to like,
The 1,000th
this-
caller?
to like an Instagram that had mason jars, like sold mason jars, and so they sent me a direct message. This was like 4 years ago, and said, "Would you like you're the winner, what's your address and everything." When I got them, they were like this pretty, like gorgeous blue color, and I was like, that's amazing. I had all different sizes, all different things.
Oh, I thought they were all the
two
same size. I thought they were all the
left.
little ones.
Maybe my memory's bad.
No,
but,
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. That's what
Yeah, I have 2 left of the blue ones, so I'm keeping those. And then I had I spent an hour scraping the label off 2 Garlic Expressions bottles so I can have those as bases. And I was like, just throw them in the recycle bin. And I'm like, no, I spent all that time.
Maybe you should have left the label on.
I know, I could have. And then just turned it around kind of thing. So yeah, it's just like little things. Found boxes in the basement for my KitchenAid mixer, which is awesome. Crock pot, also awesome.
The funny thing is that over the past several years, it was always like, well, maybe we should, when we get stuff in boxes, obviously, maybe we should keep the boxes because we kind of knew we weren't going to live here forever.
Mm-hmm.
Although we didn't really have a distinct plan until all of a sudden we had to make a decision and we did. But now it's like we almost have too many boxes.
Too many boxes.
Because we've gotten so many things delivered, especially over the last, year. It never occurred to me that we'd be in a position of having more than we needed, and now we have to get rid of them all. The ones that we're not going to use,
Right.
we have to, put in the recycling because we don't know anybody that I'm aware of who's
Well,
moving.
the other thing is I belong to a local email chain called Mom Mail, and there's,
Email chain makes it sound like a scam.
Yeah, it's not a scam. It's just like a
It's
lady
a chain letter.
who sends
If
emails.
you don't respond, you're going to
Yeah.
have terrible bad luck.
I forgot about those.
Yeah.
Please forward this to 10 people, or
Well,
else you're gonna have
right,
bad
I mean,
luck.
but in the old days, people would send actual letters that were
Yes.
chain letters.
I actually had that. Just reminded me. I had an elderly couple when I worked at Chase Bank, an elderly woman when I was there. There was a retirement home across the street, so a lot of those people were my customers who came to see me all the time, and she was wanting to get like a cashier's check for like a very large amount, and I was like, what is this for? And it was like one of those things, like if you sent this money, then we'll give you millions kind of thing.
Right.
And I was like, let me see that letter, let's just do that. And then it took a lot of convincing, but then she obviously didn't end up going through with it. But I was just like, oh my gosh, you're just like gonna give half your money away because you're gonna think that you're gonna get
Right.
millions. This isn't true.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
I
I
feel bad
think-
for people who get scammed.
I think there's a lot of people who don't realize how easy it is for some people to lie.
Yes.
You know.
And to trust any person that calls you, that's who's
Right.
actually calling you. So just beware.
Every so often, you get a call, and even if it's legitimate, somebody will start asking you. The people never want to identify themselves on the phone. Even if it's a legitimate call, And then they start asking you for all kinds of personal information. And I
Right.
had a call the other day, and it was from a legitimate thing. But I just said to this person, I said, "Why? How? You're a total stranger.
Mhm.
The number came up on my phone as like unknown or something like that.
Right, so you
Didn't
can't even like know what it was
Right.
from.
And I said, and now you're asking me personal information. And it's like, you can't really do business that way. It's 2021. Who's going to give you, I mean, I don't even like telling somebody my name on the phone unless it's somebody I've called.
Right, right.
Or, obviously somebody I know. But it's
Let alone
just
like,
like,
here's my social security number, here's my
Right.
bank information.
Right. well, it wasn't quite like that, but it was that service that will, like help you transfer your utilities and things
Oh,
like
geez,
that.
yeah.
So because we're moving,
Flags are up.
but yeah, right, exactly, for sure. But I knew as we talked for a couple of minutes, I knew it was, or not a couple of minutes, it was like 30 seconds. But I knew it was a legitimate call, as I knew the company that we're calling from. But I said to this woman, like, you can't just call someone blindly. Your number doesn't even show up on my phone.
Right.
And then you start asking me, because, if it turns out we're taking care of all that, we didn't need this service. But, because you already started on all
Yeah,
that.
and I don't even know those services. Do they charge you money for that? Obviously,
I really
I don't know. And how
don't
do they
know.
do that? I don't even know.
But regardless, it was a legitimate business. She wasn't scamming me. But if you'd followed through on it, it would have been asking questions about account numbers.
Right.
And, we have certain things that were, not direct deposit, direct debit, whatever.
Right.
Paid electronically, so they're tied to our bank account and things like that.
We don't
It's
want
just
anything
like,
to happen right
I'm not
before we
having
close.
this conversation with somebody. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't her fault because that's how they do business. But it's like, it's 2021.
Yeah.
Don't call someone from an unknown number and start asking for personal information from
It's
them.
crazy.
Mm.
So I'm glad you didn't give up our personal stuff. So.
No. But,
But a lot of people get scammed like
Yeah.
that. So.
it's crazy.
But now, so they are moving, like even on Facebook, Instagram, all these ads for like movers.
Right.
I've been looking at outdoor patio furniture now, so everything is showing up on my thing because my phone is listening to me.
We always joke about
Yeah.
that. We're being spied on.
Yeah, they know we're looking in the market for outdoor patio
Although I
furniture.
did turn Siri off on my phone, but not because I thought
I did
was
too,
being
actually.
spied on, just because it would come on accidentally. You'd trigger it without realizing
Yeah,
it.
same.
And it was irritating.
I would almost panic, be like, no, I don't want to ask you a question.
When we were when we went down to Champaign a couple of weeks ago, in the hotel room, there was the small, what was it, an Alexa? Or was it an Amazon Echo? Is that what it is? And I thought, don't say anything in the room.
Why is it there?
Don't mention your social security number or your.
Don't say anything out loud.
Right. It's like in the movies where they think they're being, there's a bug in the lamp or something like
Right.
that, and they're like.
Too
Yeah.
funny. So we're definitely in move mode now. It's like now it's getting
Well,
serious.
that's why I'm completely exhausted. Because
Yeah.
we spent all day in the basement
Mhm.
sorting through things. Then I sneeze a million times
Yeah.
because we spent too much time in the basement.
The cats were trying to get in stuff.
They did not know what the heck was going on.
They still don't know what's going on. They're just like, because when we they can get underneath our stairs going upstairs to the basement, they can go through to behind there.
Fortunately, it's just open, so it's not like they're really going to get trapped. In
Yeah.
there, but yeah.
But we had empty boxes on the other side of that, so now that's opened up, and they're like, "Oh, fantastic! Now I don't have to go through the stairs. I can go around." But it's
right.
like super dusty underneath there, and I was like, "Please don't do that, or else I would love to give you a bath. I would love to give cats a bath." I don't think they'd like it, but I would love to give.
Well, we've
They
done
like
it.
the water.
We've done it for at least 2 cats.
We did,
But yeah.
yeah. In fact, we had a tabby that when we moved into this house got stuck in the same
Poor
spot that
cat.
Gordy did, like
Yeah.
up in the rafters
Right.
of the basement. Just was so dusty and everything. And we gave her a bath, and when her body was all wet, it just like looked so scrawny and everything. And then she let us hold her
'cause
on a towel. We
she was
blew
a
dry
good
her.
sized cat.
Yeah, and we blew dry her
And you
hair.
don't realize, and she didn't have like really long fur, but you
No.
don't realize how much the fur takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
She was really good about it.
She was
though.
so good about
She was
it.
extremely
That's why
good about
I would like to give a cat a bath again.
it. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, dogs can be less fun. Well, some dogs like it though. Some dogs don't mind the water, but man, our dog growing up, she went nuts when you tried to give her a bath. She hated it.
I have told you this story before, but it's been a long time. But my aunt had a dog, and when on vacation, we went to her house, and I have never had dogs growing up, and I always wanted to wash dog. So she's like, "You can give the dog a bath," and I was like, "Awesome!" So I was like getting her all soapy and everything. I was getting the hose out and everything, and as I was doing them, I could feel bumps on her,
Oh.
and I was like, "What is that?" You know, everything. She's like, "Oh, probably just ticks," and I'm like, "Ew." So they were, and then they burned them off, but it was just like so gross. But that was the country life, and I was like,
Yeah.
that I don't
never-
want to give a dog a bath anymore. I think that was the only time I did
Our
actually.
collie was pretty good. My dad would do that, but our big collie was really good. He didn't mind, but he
Well,
was
and
a
they
good
didn't have
guy.
like the groomers back then, like they do today. So
Right.
at least you could drop it
In
off and like,
fact-
get all clean and come back.
In fact, it was not too long after that, after we had that dog, that all the groomer places did start opening up, but not when he was alive.
Yeah,
He was a good dog.
so good. But we'll definitely keep you up to date as things are going around, and yeah, we're just gonna do a little bit more tomorrow, maybe.
Well, yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
we probably have to.
Yeah, but it's going well, and so I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's still gonna be another hot day in Chicago tomorrow, so stay warm, stay cool out there, and then we will talk to you guys next time. So have a good rest of the weekend. Bye.